But at the same time, the Kadita was also brought up as a rolling
Just look at them,
position. So
they're just
I
laughing.
guess, you know, the drafts in towards the banning phase is going to be a little bit more different. PBN Strike currently in the lead. Will Tiger Wong be able to adapt? As of yet, first phase ban is going to be up on Tiger Wong Esports. Do they respect the Moskov and the Kadita, letting out S tier picks, or they just, you know, go for a safer ban? This time, they will try to replicate the matchup.
I can imagine, like, among the players' room, they're just messing with each other, saying, "Oh, I'm gonna go Edith jungle, let's do it." And they're like, "Sure." And it worked out. I mean, look at the boys, all smiles. And I honestly, this is why I really like give credit when credit's due. I think that PBN Strike has such interesting way of drafting. My only concern was execution, but this time around, they really blew it out of the waters.
Yeah, I guess, you know, even if like if you're a Mobile Legends player, there are like rank players itemization where you can actually copy their builds. There's the pro players in game as well. You can switch here. I'm pretty confident it's extremely hard to find an Edith jungler item, so he might have prepared it beforehand, or he had to just in game manually buy everything. So that's something that I guess it's we will never know. Maybe if in the interview later on we'll be able to actually see them talk a little bit more, maybe by the end of the day. But what I do know is that PBN Strike currently in the game, in the lead. Tiger Wong just completely ignoring the fact that Moskov is still in the table. But they will respect the Kadita, and which I do agree. Coming in from PBN Strike was that Yuji Chenko was a force. Sorry, not Yuji Chenko. Leone was a forcible recommend, just denying them any space to actually invade from bush because of this Kadita pickup.
So good. So well played from the side of PBN Strike. It's like, what else could they play? What else could they do? Honestly, I'm not surprised. I think they brought out the Natalia pick during yesterday's game. Unfortunately, that didn't work out as well. He just keeps getting caught out. Keep getting punished by, I think it was the Paquito EXP, if not mistaken. Yeah, honestly, that was just rough. But I think what Leone can bring so much to the table. So that's why leaving your roam position is ideally for the second phase of the draft.
Well, hopefully it's going to work a second time, because I'm pretty confident GameLab is also watching this matchup, because they are going to be stalking their opponents, either Tiger Wong, either PBN Strike. But what I do know, if you are facing PBN Strike, the Kadita is got to go. And because of this, S tier picks is going to be slid off as well. We have the Glue, we have the Valentina, we have, what else? Joy? No, Joy is out.
Joy is out. No way.
Fredrin is still available again. Do they want to stick with it for Tiger Wong, or do they just let it through? Nope, they will prioritize the Valentina instead. Okay.
No Edith.
No Edith. All right. Edith for PBN Strike?
Yeah.
No way. Jungle Edith again?
No. Think of it this way. Edith is so flexible.
Fair enough.
But I think in this case, they pick up the Blue instead, so it means like there is a chance that...
Blue Edith, let's go.
Oh, no.
And the funniest thing is about
that's
that,
overkill.
if you go Glue Edith, both the heroes can play in both roles. Roam and XP. So it's going to be a little bit confusing, but I guess, you know, if they decide to go for it, like you said as well, might be a little bit over. But this is 2 power picks, and what I mean by power picks is that there are not a lot of tank heroes. Oh my goodness. There are not a lot of tank heroes that can one-shot a core as a tank without a lot of items. Like, Glue can literally one-shot any marksman, like level 4, level 6 on its own. Same can be said for Edith. Not many tanks can actually do that.
I think this is just overkill. I kind of hate you right now. The fact that they have Glue and Edith, this is just so deadly from the side PBN Strike. But Tiger Wong, they're going for comfort. They lock in the Mardis. This is something that they're pretty comfortable with, and it has enabled them in many team fights. As long as able to keep rocking Decimate, they are having a sure go-to. And Grok has been picked up. So I would say probably going to the hands of Daidi Dudo.
Yeah,
in the source
I
of
guess you can put it that way as well. But Tiger Wong Esports, they have played the Grok on XP before as well, which is something that they can actually flex into the pool. It's a great way to deal with the potential catches, right? Like, if you're talking about invulnerability, and what I mean by invulnerability is like, sorry, immune to CC control, Mortis is great at that, Grok is great at that as well. It can kind of mess up the Edith's combo, so that's going to be a little bit of a plus point. Likewise can be said for the Glue pool as well, but it all comes down to execution. It all comes down to the minor details, whether or not can they pull it off. But PBN Strike, they go for the Melissa. I guess it's... I'm not a big fan of it, but I guess if you put it this way, you know, if the Mortis comes in, the Grok comes in, the go away pretty much just pushes them out of the position. So I guess based on the draft itself, it's good against Tiger Wong Esports right now.
I'm kind of worried for the Grok. The fact that they have Edith and Glue means that he will be so vulnerable to magic damage early on. So if this Grok is forced into the wrong position, he will have a rough time. I hands down. But I think overall, it's just like, how are you going to play around this draft?
Yeah.
If all we know, this could be high and dry Grok again.
It could be. That's why it's a little bit more confusing, right? Like PBN Strike now pretty much has shown themselves that they can play an Edith jungle. And arguably right now as well, PBN Strike, they can still play it as a XP Glue Roam Edith, maybe even Roam Glue XP Edith, which begs the question for TigerWONG Esports, what kind of matchups are they going to be able to do so? And I guess the best solution right now is that they picked up heroes that can also flex it up against this composition, right? Grok XP, no problem. Grok Roam, no problem. Martis XP, not exactly the greatest, but pretty, you know,
it's okay.
done and dusted for a jungler, right?
It's okay.
Yeah, it's okay. It's not the greatest, I guess.
I would say overall, I would say PBN Strike currently is the most flexible right now with both Edith and Glue. But I'm oh no. No, why?
Okay, I think this is manageable. This is much more manageable. I guess Diggy's out is not as strong as before. But if they decide to play... Wait. Could this be a mage Diggy? I don't think so, right? Roaming Diggy for sure, right? Yeah.
I mean, that's the thing about PBN Strike. It's like I was just about to say they have a lot of flexible options, but now they're just adding one more hero into the mix that could be flexed into Roam.
It feels like a jack of all trades, master of none situation for PBN Strike right now. And it's kind of risky, to be honest.
It could backfire so easily. Even though like I'm so flexible, you don't know where I'm going, but then it's like you don't know where you're going.
I guess if you put it that way, it's a little bit tough. TigerWONG Esports, they still have options as well. Valentina can abuse the time journey. It's great and all. I like the Lolita pickup. They pricking the Claude as well. It's got a lot of AoE damage control. It's great against PBN Strike because none of them have enough AoE wombo combo composition. The only thing that can actually protect them is pretty much the time journey. But in terms of someone that can actually clear the Claude right now, there's not a lot if you think about it. Like, if the Glue and Edith misses the combo, that Claude is pretty much free reign, free damage all the way through. Melissa doesn't really necessarily fight well against a Claude. The Blazing, but final mage pick's gonna be the Lunox, but against a Lolita is not that great. I think Lilia is like the...
It's alright. It's like you want to play hard and fast, like a lot of poke. You want to push.
Force themselves to play Faramis Diggy? I think that's the worst situation, but they've got double mages, right? But they've got the Glue, they've got the Edith, but I guess Lunox is okay as well. They've got iframes, they've got a little bit of CC control. Very interesting draft coming from PBN Strike. I like TigerWONG Esports draft a little bit more. It's more of a clearer picture. But from my personal opinion, PBN Strike has got one of the most flexible drafts to flex their way through.
I can't believe I'm seeing this.
Jack of all trades, master of none kind of composition, but hopefully it works out. I'm curious to see what kind of ideas they bring to the table, and looks like we will get the full picture in this lower bracket finals right now.
The name of the game for TigerWONG is to bait out the time journey with either the Numenon Blast or Grok. Either one will work, but again, it's like a lot of it lies on Leonie. Like, what are they going to do? I'm just so perplexed by what are they coming up with.
Well, the confusions are here. There's a lot of questions are surrounding the caster's table. But what I do know, drafts has been set. PBN Strike bringing something new to the table. Why do you guys stick around? Will they rise up the challenge? Or will we see a tied series? Because as of yet, this is game 2 with TigerWONG Esports going up against PBN Strike for the lower bracket finals. And currently, Gugun going to be playing on that Martis going up against a jungle Edith for PBN Strike. And it's interesting, you know, hopefully we do see a little bit more harassments. The Lunox taking a little bit more damage, but Da-Di-Do-Da-Do might actually die to this, and the bomb is actually dead. Oh my goodness, that's
just unfortunate. But overall, you can see that Rins will be able to trade back. It's a 1v1 trade. Honestly, not very ideal, but hey, at least you get one on the board. I think overall, just too much aggression from the Lunox early on. Even though you have that sustain, it's not very ideal to lose in lane against Rins. Suffer having to BMI out of there will be okay for now because the Claude is such a slippery hero to catch. He just can just BMI out of there. If you're unable to get your CCs on, he's just good as gone.
Exactly, but we did catch a glimpse of the prediction so far as well. 75% win rate for PBN Strike because of this composition. It's interesting. Hopefully it works out, but it is still a 1-1. Like you said, PBN Strike is currently lead. Leone has no escape. That's pretty much a free kill for Gugun. So that's going to be a little bit of an equalizer there. However, the refrag comes in. Raisho going to be catching on Dada. Nothing he can do. He is going to die, but eventually he will go down towards Yujichenko.
Yeah, I mean, like, he already has a reverse time on him. I don't think there's any way he was going to survive that, even though he has his shield up. So this is just really unfortunate. But I think Gugun going for the modest play is just great against a jungle Edith. He was I guess he was already predicting this to happen. This CC immune ensures that whatever combos you're going to get off will not work for this on this Mardis, and you're just wasted.
Well, it's a little bit tough. However, Yujichenko, he does have the prelims. He's going to pop it, but the Numeron Blast is there. Does he extend it? No, they do not. And Yujichenko is going to completely taunt him. And now they're going to force the issue. Rixley now going to be a point of interest. Nanami a little bit too slow to connect as well with a little bit of protection. The wall is there to isolate the fight, but they just don't have the damage to do so. They've called in everyone, but they are under behind tier 1. PBN Strike, very, very aggressive. However, a little bit of space has been garnered down bottom. Safri will be able to chip away the gold plating. He's making work as well, but the rest of the teams are here to punish him. Do they catch him? No, they do not.
Nah, I don't think so. But overall,
maybe. Safri taking a little bit too much damage. He poses for a Purify. He takes a little bit too much damage. They want to go and force the issue. Brilliance comes in from Riz, stolen away, but the time journey is there to keep them alive a little bit more, but they just don't have enough damage to go in for the follow-up. So that's going to be a little bit of refrag coming in, but the Valentina from Riz flickers forward, gets the kill. The counter Numenon plus the buy time, but Riz is going to get picked off. Raisho is there, and they will trade him off. Was it worth it? Absolutely. So much space created for Gugun. And as of yet, Gugun taking the bush. He wants to go in for the fight. Who does he pick off? But seems like Retribution Steel being forced out from Raisho means that, well, not much again.
I don't think that much happened, but early on we could see when everyone was fighting in the mid lane, Ryza was just taking that turtle like just by himself. So with the recently revamp on Edith, like he was able to like just burst down the objectives when in his ult farm. It's just so fast.
Yeah, there's so much pressure down in this gold lane as well. PBN Strike just making sure that Safru doesn't have the most ideal farm, and Tiger WONG Esports, they realize this as well. They're quick to react. They need to make sure that Safru doesn't die. However, middle lane, Rins does have the brilliance available. He takes a little bit of damage, but at the same time, PBN Strike, they are just going to go for objectives. Top side, Rexley just uncontested at all. Nanami has been rotating across the map as well. PBN Strike just taking a little bit more dominant approach to this game. And this is actually helpful for them right now.
I think as long as that mid turret remains standing, I think PBN Strike will not be able to brute force their way as easily as they hope. But right now we can see in terms of, they're slightly behind them in gold transfer. They have to be able to get the objectives, but Leone actually gets caught out. Decimate is readily up.
And Dadu also getting caught out as well with the pull out together, but the wall charge comes in, connects on two. They force the brilliance of all the blazing duet comes in. They won't turn the tide to get two. They're looking for the turn. They finally find Raisho. Ritz, however, taking a little bit too much damage from the sides, but the Martis from Google taking a little bit too much damage. The time journey respawn coming from PBN just in time. He bought back in time, saves his team, buys enough damage as well, and Nanami is looking to kill off Safri on his own. It is a glue, and he's got the damage, and Safri will also die to this. Mistakes were made. The fight was a little bit too long. Leone saves the day for PBN Strike for this fight.
No, the fact that he was able to get that shutdown on the Lunox was really valuable. As we say, that triple kill going to Lunox was so terrible, but the fact that Safra was able to get that shutdown, I say, like, in the end, he was like 1v the rest of that team. I would say beautiful execution of the wild charge. It was really well played coming from the side of Tiger WONG, but overall PBN Strike was able to answer back.
Yeah, look at this fight as well, because things got a little bit south as well. Yujichenko was able to pop up a couple more spells to buy time before paying his price, but at the same time, bottom lane as well was just so awkward because the fight went on for about 20-30 seconds. Leone was able to come back, but guess what? A little bit more into action. Turtle being contested as well. They forced double time journeys coming from both sides, both looking to disengage, but Tiger WONG Esports still has the upper hand. They have the help to fight this as well. But right now, Turtle 20-50%. Tiger Wong looking to bait this out. Seems like it is going to be a reset coming in, but do they want to force the issue? It's 2 tanks right in the front. Where's the race of the team? They're going for the wall charge. Nanami tries going for the pullback, but he misses the angle. And Rexy is going to try and isolate Nanami. He's stuck while the back lines completely dived on with the Numenon blast. PBN strike. They're isolated. They're getting forced out of the fight. And Lu Yujichenko with the last minute brilliance survives in the last take, drops them down low, hoping to set up for Nanami, and it is going to be Nanami that finishes off the side while the rest of the team are hiding under cover of tier 1s, and Tiger Wong Esports just could not going for the wrap up. Gugun still looking to survive this, and he's going to be A-okay as Nanami makes the mistakes. He misses the combo, allows Rixley to take him off, and it's bloodbaths after bloodbaths.
I was really questioning why he was going for the split when I don't think there was really a true opening. I think he was trying to scare them off, but Tiger Wong see that as opening to turn things around. And right now they're sitting like, despite still being a bit of a goal deficit, Gugun finally gets the turtle.
Oh my goodness, this is so awkward from both sides. Like, it feels like they just don't have enough damage to burn through all the wombo combos, but at the same time, they do have the damage. So it's more about kiting and finding the team fights and isolating it. And you have to give credit to Tiger Wong Esports, especially coming from Rex. He was able to isolate the glue away from the team, which was one of the biggest factors that Tiger Wong Esports will struggle to because of how strong a glue can actually play against a Claude. And as long as you take away the glue from the Claude is going to be able to cut the back lines, get a couple of free kills here and there, and over time, Saffro is going to scale even harder. And as of yet, look at this. He's got a Golden Staff, he's got a DHS, he's looking for a potential Winds of Nature, but looks like there is going to be a skirmish.
Overall, we can see that Numenon that's not actually connecting on Blood Anzai. Actually will be able to take out the Lolita, but Ryzel is bursting everyone down. Oh my, what is that damage?
Oh my god, Saffrio, he got the blazing to it, but at the same time, he just did not have the HP to do so. It is going to be up to Gugun to salvage the fight. PBN, they're dropping bodies for this prize, and it was just so disconnected. Oh my goodness, you hate to see it. It was a wombo combo moment from Tiger Wong Esports, but it was just so split off, and PBN Strike says, as long as we're together, united as one, we will win. And that's exactly what PBN Strike decides to do. As long as they're grouped up, Blood Anzai can do his thing.
This is so rough for Daidit Judo for this game because the problem with the Lunox as well as the Edith combo, they're both max HP scaling damage. Like, I think whatever tank items you could build up will not save you from the amount of burst. What was that? You're just melting people away.
Oh, this is so frustrating. You can see even Rins is forced to play a defensive maneuver to just play Time Journey versus Time Journey to match each other, but eventually it all comes down to those AoE damage. And as you can see, you see Saffron purchasing a little bit more. He's looking for a little bit more later on, but as of yet, the Lord is going to be contested. They are going to try and isolate the fight. Rise is going to take a little bit too much damage. He's pops his ultimate. They're all clumped up. They have to reset this. They have to wait out for the Edith ultimate, but the Lord dropping 20%. They're all clumped up. Rex Lee going there for the wall charge! And do they get it? No, they do not. PBN Strike, they will secure this. They've got the Time Journey. They're getting picked apart. While Tiger Wong, they're desperately trying to keep Rex Lee alive. The Lolita is isolated for the rest of the team, but the backline Safru is picking them all apart. He's got the damage, but no! The burst from Raksha will be enough to shut him down alongside with Blood's Anzai, and they wipe the floor with Tiger Wong Esports. They looked like there was hope, but it was all a bait. It was all a setup, and Tiger Wong Esports, they just got completely shut down by PBN Strike. And no, again, they do go for the fight. Rex Lee, he got caught by them, and now PBN Strike gets the wipeout. They won the clean 2-0. The Adidudado is here, but what can you do with this Lolita? This inhibitor falls. PBN Strike, do they back out or do they continue? But it seems like it's just not worth it. They will back out.
No, I mean, if they push any further, they're really just testing Tiger Wong's patience because they also have to worry about top side. The Lord is pushing down just like that. Their mid lane is just wide open just from that one team fight alone.
Oh
Gugun.
no. Oh no, that's
Ooh,
close.
ooh.
Raicho looking for the pick. He goes for the counter engagement, but the time journey is there. Gugun needs to make a run. He's taking a little bit too much damage. The counter stolen time journey will keep him alive. But Saffron is there. He pops a blazing duet defensively, but instead he will leave Rexley out to hang, and PBN Strike will get another one to pick off as well. The Nami looking to go in for another stake. They lose Yuji Chenko, but it does have the immortality. They finally take the inhibitor, but the damage coming in from Saffron is back online. Gets the reset. The Lord is there. They're getting picked one by one. They lose 3, they lose 4, and they are gonna lose the Lord a little bit more. A defense coming in from Tiger Wong Esports will say it's not over yet, but the damage has been done by PBN Strike.
This game is definitely not over, but as you say, the damage has been done towards most of their structures. The fact that there's only one inhibitor left standing. What is this damage coming out from PBN Strike?
Oh my goodness, Saffril is in a very, very awkward position right now. He cannot use his blazing duet just like that. He needs to find the right moment, and PBN Strike knows this as well. And once that blazing duet gets baited out, all sorts of damage from Tiger Wong Esports is going to be completely negated. And as of yet, you can see, Gugun looking to go in for the punish. Nanami getting poked up a little bit more. He's got the split. Saffril in an awkward position. He is going to force to back out.
Conceal.
And fortunately for them, the conceal is going to keep them alive. They're trying to build stack for Saffril, but PBN Strike says it's just not worth it. We've got all the time in the world. The lanes are in their favor. And all they got to do is just be extremely patient with this next move. And all is well. But with 15 seconds for this next Lord, it's just not worth forcing a fight right now.
Right, and right now they're sitting really comfortably on the 6k gold lead. And, well, just look at how much almost all the turrets is basically all gone. They could take this Lord so easily. Everything right now in terms of objectives, in terms of economy, is favoring them so heavily. And what can you do? Because Rexley, unfortunately, is so squishy.
Uh-oh, Rins playing a little bit poking here. Raicho not going to be fighting yet as well, but the wall block comes in. He gets pulled back. They're trying to isolate Rexley for the rest of the fight. They do pick off the glue on the sides for Tiger Wing Esports, and Rexley actually survives it. The defensive time journey comes in, keeps them alive, and they are going to be A-okay. The brilliance from Yuji Chenko gets baited out. PBN Strike is going to get caught out as well, but the damage from the sides! Where is that coming from? PBN Strike, they're taking a little bit too much. Saffron pops the blazing duet, baits him out. They could not catch him, and they get the counter wipeout instead. What is that damage from Rins and Tiger Wong Esports? They get the counter wipeout, and now they will get the lore, and it is going to be a back and forth coming from both sides.
Rins on this Valentina. The fact that overall Valentina has a 50% win rate, it's a flip of a coin toss. They're able to turn this whole thing around, even though they have one inhibitor standing. Gugun finally is able to show off his stuff and gets the Lord.
Oh, this is a defense, one of the difficult one as well. But in case you guys missed out on action, let's take a look at the highlights as well. They were debating on which XP to play off, but in this final moments where they needed to go for a defensive measure, and the moment they clumped in, you can see that Rins was able to get a 3-man first kill and popping twice, just dropping them so low and just picking them off bit by bit and just allowing them to just completely win that fight. So well done for production for the instant replay, but it was Tiger Wing Esports. You have to give credit to Rins. This Valentina is at a stage where it does hurt.
Yeah, I mean, like, overall, you can see the overall KDA, 858 on this Valentina. This is why Rins is so deadly. You would think that they pick up the Valentina for her utility, but the damage coming out from this hero should not be underestimated. This is why it was so highly ranked in pro play.
Yeah, it's so annoying as well. He just got his Genius one prior to the fight, and I think PBN Strike just wasn't expecting that. But now, with the Lord pushing in, Tiger Wong Esports, they're trying to go for the setup. They've got the wall blocks in, but it seems like it's just so difficult, and both sides is pretty much into a later stage of the game. It's just not worth risking it. And fortunately for Tiger Wong Esports, they get a little bit more lane dominance, but the inhibitors still stand for PBN Strike.
I mean, you can just see how quickly this Lunox as well as Edith is able to clear the Lord. Like as I mentioned, the benefits on max HP damage scaling. So it's really ideal. And right now, it's like, honestly, Rex, the fact that he was able to survive all of that earlier on, I was really worried he's going to get caught out because, as you see, this is damaged Grok. Fortunately, he finally builds up Athena shield so he can survive the damage coming out from all the magic damage from PBN Strike, because I think that's called for. I think you're kind of greedy, man, but I think it's really necessary considering they have to match the DPS of this team.
Exactly, but seems like there is going to be a skirmish coming in. Gugun going to be the full grunt as well. He does have the Radiant Armor, which is the only Radiant Armor coming from Tiger Wong Esports, so he needs to be able to proc that to negate all the damage coming from PBN Strike. And I think PBN Strike, all they gotta do is just play it passive. They need to find the final item up on Yujichenko, and currently I think he's going for the glowing wand, maybe even a genius one for his final item pickup. And once that comes in, Tiger Wong Esports is gonna take a lot more damage in this department. But as soon as I say it, Gugun, he upgrades his curse helmet, so his job is done. His job is just to tank in the front lines, but the rest of the teams need to find an opportunity to get those wombo combos off, and it is something that PBN Strike is very afraid of as of yet.
I mean, that's the value of a tank jungler in a way, because like not only has immune CC, it's like the fact that he's able to jump right in, check brushes, because unfortunately this Lolita is like, despite all the itemization, a bit too squishy, and the fact that we see all these immortalities being built up, it's going to be so much more difficult for PBN Strike to pick off the members of Tiger Wong Esports.
Yeah, if you put it that way, it's extremely difficult as well. They've got 2 immortalities from PBN Strike, likewise coming from Tiger Wong Esports, so they are trying to mirror it the best as they can, and I guess it is going to be okay as well. Tiger Wong Esports is going to be engaging the First Lord. They're trying to bait this out. But PBN Strike, are they in position to fight this? Leone going to be looking for the big flank here to try and regroup his rest of the teams. But wow, the backlines as well. Yujichenko looking for the big brilliance, but it's going to be difficult as well because Tiger Wong Esports, they're all grouped up. But pay attention to the minimap. They're very isolated from the fight. And Yujichenko from the backlines, he's looking for Safra. He finally starts to fight, but he gets scouted out. And now Tiger Wong Esports says, catch that Ludox. He's all by himself. He baits on it out with the team with the brilliance as well. They are all clumped up, but they do have the time journey to disengage. But Raisho finally joins him from the back lines. They finish off Rexley, and they are gonna pick them up bit by bit. The Numenor Blast comes in and finally catches on two, but do they have the damage to do so?
Rinse.
Because Safri is still alive. They pick him up on the sides, but as you can see, Rinse beats in an awkward position, but the blazing duet comes in, secures the kill for a double. Safri almost losing his life. He gets the triple, almost losing that fight against Blood Anzai, but Tiger Wong Esports somehow survives this, but the minions focusing on the base as well. Raisho is there to trash it as well. He's got the retribution. Do they kill him or do they focus on the Lord? They do kill him, but eventually the minions will be defended. But do they have the health? He's dropping so low. He gets the retribution. He gets the Lord, and Tiger Wong Esports still survives the fight to live to tell. But can they close out the game?
I think it was really good that Gugun built that Guardian helmet to survive, because I think he could have been taken out by the Lord if he didn't. And the fact that thankfully they do have Lord enhanced minions, that's why they're able to at least sustain this incoming wave with most of their base inhibitors down. Because what a fight that was from Tiger Wong.
Oh my goodness, that was a really disgusting fight as well. But somehow, as long as Safril survives, he's going to be all good. But in this case, it all comes down to 50-50s. Leone going for a Divine Glaive up on this Diggy. It's going to be putting in a little bit of a question mark. However, he does have the damage to try and threaten this from the side of Tiger Wong Esports. So one wrong move, that is going to be a one-shot as well. Gugun can take the bombs. He's okay. It's fine. But with the minions shoving in, they need to tally up properly, and with the Lord knocking down the bottom, Safril is a little bit too far off. Blood Anzai is going to try and threaten this. Inhibitor falls for now. PBN and Strike, they are grouped up as 5. They have the damage for Blood Anzai, but Blood Anzai taking a little bit too much from the Lord. He needs to play it safe, but he does have the Heart's Claw, so it's good for now. Gugun going for the bait for now, but I don't think they are going to try and force the fight for now.
Yeah, I think rather PBN Strike will be the one to force the fight, because I think they still have some room to play with. And Tiger Wong, you can see so disciplined. They're going for objectives. They're not engaging in.
The wall comes in. They bait out the Melissa out of position. Blood Anzai does have the damage, but Tiger Wong says it's just not worth it. They've got base defense. Everyone is full slaughter as well, and they still have immortalities. It's just absolutely not worth it to force this fight. Raisho for the pick off, but at the same time, Tiger Wong just says we have to wait for the next Lord.
Here's the issue with PBN Strike's draft is that they do not have consistent forms of CC. While Tiger Wong, it's like as long as Rinse is able to keep stealing this time journey, this double time journey, they'll be able to win out in terms of overall team fight, because that's what they're strong for in terms of overall team fight.
Well, conceal play comes in. Tiger Wong, they want to go in for the catch. Raisho zones them out. Great catch as well. Melissa drops the puppet in. But eventually, Tiger Wong says it's not worth it, and it all comes down to Dadidudadu's shields, whether or not do they block the damage of Blood's Anzai, and it's working out in Tiger Wong's esports' favor. But they cannot afford to make mistakes now. They have to drop all their spells properly, and at the same time, they need a pick-off in order to close out this game. But speaking of pick-off, Raichel, he will start the fight. They do get the catch on in, but they will be able to disengage. They still have the time journey away low up on Rinse. They're waiting for the right moment, but the wall completely stops PBN and Strike from advancing.
I mean, overall, more consistent CC from the side of Tiger Wong. And in terms of late game, we're hitting 20 minutes in. They have the better late game damage with the Claude especially.
Oh, once again, pay attention to Minimap as well. The Lord setup fights are there. Yuji Chenko on that Lunox looking for the flag once again. He's going to try and clear the minions down bottom before regrouping with his team. But as soon as I say that, Raichel will try and engage the fight. The Lord Storm comes in, connects on Blood's Anzai, but they still have the HP to sustain the way through. The rest of the team from Tiger Wong Esports is not here that, but they are going to try and prolong the fight. Flicker has been expended from Nanami. Rexy goes for the wall charge! Connects on 3! It's a disaster! And now BBS, right? They have to back out. They force the buy. The Numenor Blast comes in. Leone goes for a time journey, keeps them alive, but the damage has been done. They pick up the Nami. Gugun trying to stall for the team, but the Blazing to win comes in from the side.
Woo!
Tiger Wong, they wipe the floor with them, and BBN Strike, they lose members. Yuji Chenko, last man standing, absolutely nothing he can do. And now Tiger Wong Esports, they can close up the game. 40 seconds left on the sidelines for BBN Strike, and Tiger Wong says, we are gonna tie the series, and it is gonna happen. They're focusing on the crystal. Yuji Chenko, does he focus on the minions? No, he cannot. The wall charge comes in, stops him in the play, and we get a full game 3 for the lower bracket finals.
GG, well played to both teams, but congratulations to Tiger Wong Esports for a 1-for-1 draw. Wow.
What
Wow.
a game coming in from Tiger Wong Esports and PBN Strike. Whew, what a lower bracket finals. I totally anticipated and predicted this, and you